Hey everyone, it's TimaeuSS. Welcome to another Artery Gear video. I completely forgot again was it last Sunday I said the time was? I completely forgot the PvP meta report once again. So this is a midweek, almost end of week PvP meta report. So it'll serve as the week, I guess, 4 to 5, or was it 5 to 6? But yeah, this will be the meta report. I think it's not too bad as a mid-ground time because, of course, we've had the artillery Ryza as part of this, and you can see that we already have the top 5 running the Ryza. So Ryza this week, as I've said in the previous video, is going to be dominating before Lila is out. So she is basically right now the better Della, and I'll showcase some of my fights here. She can tank if you build her that way, and with damage share, her effective HP is much higher, and she can counter, she can S3 and deal with the some of the stall breakers. So the difference, I think, is with Della and Ryza is Della, you have to have the enemy attack the Della, right? Whereas the Ryza, if your ally is getting hit, she can also pop off. So I think that's the biggest difference. And also Della S3 on right now the most prominent stall breaker, which is Nina, does suffer a tiny bit because you got a 50% chance to deflect. Whereas Ryza with the S3, I think a well-built Ryza, even without attack buff from Alice, for example, is going to be able to one-shot the Nina just under the S3 attack, which is quite insane. Of course, if you get your S3 off, that means you have enough energy to most likely counter with an S2. An S2 followed up by an S3 is definitely enough to secure a kill. On the enemy Nina. So that's why Ryza is definitely rising popularity, and you can see that in the rankings, the top players will be replacing Della with Ryza. You can see that again, we are seeing a rise. Of course, in the middle to lower rankings, I think Cleave will still do very well. You might even see a return of Ruri Cleave, especially later on when Della is out. Sorry, when Lila is out, because Lila and Ruri does have extreme synergy together. And with the emergence of Ryza instead of Della in the defensive slot, that is one extra target that Ruri will crit against, giving her a higher chance of using the S2, gaining the extra turn from the S3 essentially. So we might see a change there. For sure, Lila's release will change things up a lot, but this week's report is more about Ryza and how she is going to be dominating the meta. So in my previous video, you can see on the unit showcase, I do talk about how I built Ryza, so more of a defensive role rather than attack, but I do have quite high attack stats for her build, because I traded some of the HP stat for it. But yeah, that's the quick rundown of the meta report. I'm gonna finish my last attack, but my prediction, again, I always do this. I talk about this week's meta and I talk about next week's prediction, so you can see hopefully what is coming up. So my next week's prediction is, with the release of Lila on Monday, Ryza defense will be a lot easier to beat, for sure, in my opinion, because you right now have trouble having a second burst single target to deal with her, but Ryza just completely obliterates her. So we'll see a Ryze used in Lila for sure. And then, of course, on offensive teams, you will see some Cleave teams come back because of the extra burst from and push from Lila. So yeah, that is TimaeuSS here for the weekly report. It is now dominated by Ryza, and later on you won't see in the defense team, but you may see some actually the serious Lila combo, but mostly it's going to be the same, but people just have a easier time breaking through. I'll remember to have another PvP meta report next week, and if I don't, please do remind me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.